TBT to that time we built our own email server. It was a massive undertaking in my copywriting business in 2022, and I'm here to report on it. Because even though we did that and went from sending about 1 email a week to regularly-ish 2 emails a week, our delivery rate is around 97%. Our overall click rate is upwards of 8%, which is nuts. And our open rate hovers around the 70-ish% mark. Normal open rates that I was seeing before, and for most people, are 20 to 30%. So in this video, I am going to take you behind the scenes of why we built our own email server, what you need to do if that's something that you're ever interested in, and I'm going to talk about my big takeaways from it. I'm talking about how we upped email open rates to an average of 70% by sending even more of them. Let's dig in. You ready for this? Click like. While you're down there, hit subscribe button and the bell next to it. Over here, I love talking about how to make more money with your words. It is so important this day and age, and you need to be equipped to do that in your own creative small business. My name is Ashlyn Writes. I'm the founder of Ashlyn Writes and the Copy Bar, a boutique copywriting agency and copywriting template shop. Here's my hot take. I'm gonna go ahead and say it. I think newsletters are in again. How many times do we get told no one wants to sign up for your newsletter? Don't call it that. A lot, but I think they're back. I have some thoughts on that. If you're interested and you want me to do a whole video on that, comment down below because I am intrigued, but I don't know if other people are. I also, and you'll see in this video, love talking about email deliverability as a copywriter. A lot of people don't talk about that because it's not super sexy. So if you're interested in either of those video ideas, comment down below. But let's get into it, starting with why we even built our own email server. I got 3 reasons for you. Also, I'm not gonna try to convince you in this video to build your own email server because you probably don't need to, but here's why I did. Number 1, we needed to reduce our tech stack. My software list in my business looks like a CVS receipt. You could just scroll forever. There's so many different pieces of software. So one big thing that I've been trying to do the past few years is reduce that as much as possible. Platforms change over time. They add more features and you're able to do more in one product. Product is more robust than sometimes it was when you first joined it or started using it. One thing I realized that I wanted and it was important to me was to be able to have our email marketing tool also be able to be our CRM. That's our customer relationship manager. And a lot of email providers out there don't give you room for much more than like somebody's email address and their first name, last name. I want the works. I want to know their birthday. I want to know what they've bought in the past. If they've given us their mailing address, I want that information in there. If they've filled out a form and they've told me a little bit more about their business or their needs, I want all that in there. If we have notes about this customer, anything, I want it all in one place. That is going to help my team and I be able to serve people better. Not just that, but I wanted to be able from that same platform to send out SMS campaigns. That is an area of copy that I have not delved into, but it's coming. Bot messenger stuff too, if they have communicated us via a meta tool, can I see that back and forth somewhere? If they've reached out with a customer support ticket, is that logged? I want all that in one little tidy space tied up with a button, and that was a big reason I wanted to move over. The tool that we chose to go with is FG Funnels. It has been incredible. There was a little bit of a learning curve with it, but I stuck with it. Number 2 reason, and maybe the biggest reason, is overall email deliverability. One thing you probably didn't know, when you sign up for something like ConvertKit or Aweber, which are great tools, you're actually buying 2 features in one. They're folding them in there. You're buying the email interface, of course. That's your pretty dashboard. That's where you draft your emails and you design them. You hook up your campaigns and your newsletters. But did you know you're also buying the SMTP engine behind it? That's the nerdy way to say the techie stuff that actually delivers your messages and disseminates those emails. This also means the service that you're using has a shared IP. There's lots of different users that are all using this one IP hub to send out their emails. You're borrowing space on their server. That is great. It means less work for you, less to keep up with and manage, but it also means that if your friendly email neighbor is sending out and not taking care of their list at all, spamming their list, sending out terrible content, that could also hurt you. So you're kind of at the mercy of other people that are using this shared server. Deliverability can be fantastic if the tool is good at keeping up with stuff like that. ConvertKit's pretty good at it, or it can kind of stink. Sender reputation is kind of akin to a credit score. I'm going to talk to you later in this video more to the end about how you can check on yours, but I just want to unload into your brain the fact that when you use a tool like ConvertKit or Flowdesk or whatever, you are not just buying, again, that beautiful email dashboard and where you're sending things out, but you're also borrowing shared space on their server. My take on it was I would rather be able to own more of my IP, own more of my deliverability, be in control of those numbers and my credit score, because I send out a mass volume of emails. I'm a copywriter. I have a lot of words in my emails about sales and money. I want to own it, dang it. I want to be the one that gets to control and look at how are our send rates doing? What's our deliverability right now? What needs to be tweaked? Where are we being throttled? All that is really nerdy, but if you're super into this kind of stuff, this could be a great way for you to control it more. And reason number 3, I was on a tool called Infusionsoft, lovingly called Confusionsoft, and I hated it. I was on ConvertKit before that, loved it, still do. I still recommend it to people hands down. It is a fantastic space to start and grow your email list. I really wouldn't even recommend considering another option. Maybe this might be a hot take, unless you're at like 30,000-ish people and you're starting to see it's just your numbers are in flux a little more. Okay, those are 3 reasons why I did this. Again, I hope that your takeaway from this video isn't as much, oh my gosh, Ashlyn told me now I need to build an email server. Probably not, but I want you to really take to heart email deliverability and some other things I learned from this big whole experiment. Okay, let's look and analyze the results, what happened. Before I moved and built our server, our email open rates and click-through rates were very comparable to industry standards. I was seeing about 20 to 30%-ish open rates. I was seeing about 1 to 2-ish% click rates, but my deliverability wasn't so hot because I was at the mercy of Infusionsoft. Also, this is a little spicy. I don't think these tools report on deliverability as good as they say they are. Let me flip the camera around and show you how you can figure out what your deliverability is based on Google Postmaster. Okay, this is just a good practice to have that I am aware of now. So you're going to go to postmaster.google.com. You can see I've got it pulled up here. You are going to need to get your domain in and registered. So whatever you send emails from, that domain is the one you'll use. So we're ashlynwrites.com is our umbrella brand's website. Mail, ashlynwrites.com is emails come from that domain. So this is the one that I'm going to click into. And then once this opens up, I'm going to drop down specifically. So instead of last 7 days, that's good. Nobody's reported spam, but I'm going to change. I want to toggle over to IP reputation. And then once I'm in here, I'm gonna actually zoom it out. Let's say like we could do like 60 or 90 days to look over time with all the different evergreen campaigns that are going on. And you can see it's all in the high realm. So that's great. That's where I want it to be. I'm gonna click over to domain reputation too and just make sure that my domain the emails are sending from remains high as well. So that's a quick overview on how you can ensure that everything is clicking along swimmingly. Okay, here's where our numbers are now. I'm going to flip around and show you this graph. We regularly see open rates in the 70-ish% mark. That's 50% above what I used to see. We see click rates in the 8-ish% mark. Again, 1 to 2% is normal average. And we're doing all of this while sending 2 emails a week. You have to let that server know, hey, we're good. We know what we're doing. We're sending out emails that people want to read. People are signing up for this. They're excited. They want to read them. Not just that, they want to click on things from it. You have to keep your server hot, so to speak. To do that, you can't just send an email and then let it peter off and die down. Send another email. You have to send out good quality and consistent content. So here's where I want to get to what I learned from this whole big experiment. First of all, people that raise their hand and want to hear from you, newsflash, they want to hear from you. It is so easy to get in your head, and I would do this a lot before I now send out a higher volume of emails. I would just, if I didn't have something good to say, I thought I wouldn't send anything out. And while there's a place for only sending out quality content, I think I also, in retrospect, had some mindset issues of like, well, no one wants to hear from me at all. They probably have heard this 1,000 times, or they're just too busy. I'll send out an email when, I don't know, when I feel better or I'm having a better day. Dumb reasons like that. Now that I have to send out regular emails, I truly cannot let 7 days pass without sending a certain volume and hitting a certain threshold of emails dropped. My writing muscles are so much stronger. They have to be. I'm writing a ton of content. Those muscles that had atrophied a little bit are so strong now. It's like going to the gym. A takeaway that I want you to have is remember that when people sign up to hear from you, they want emails. Send them emails. In fact, this gets to my next point. Consistency is so important. If you tell people you're going to be at something and then you don't show up, that undermines trust. You know this. It's the same way with your audience. If you tell them that you're going to be there and you're going to be in their inbox and you're not, and then you do show up one day, if you say you're going to be there for your audience, be there. I know I can be there once a week for my audience. I try again to send out 2 emails. I was very consistent with this, having the Tuesday teardown go out and the Thursday, Friday-ish dog ear go out. When I got pregnant and sick, and I'm getting back on the horse of sending out those emails on those specific days. But yeah, consistency. It's something that This whole experiment has pushed me to show up when I say I'm going to, and that means I need to go to the gym and lift those weights with the writing muscles. Another thing I've learned is how obsessed I am with deliverability. Those big numbers, I've got 100,000 people on my list, whatever, those don't mean anything if their deliverability rates are low. Again, go back to that tutorial where I unpack a little bit how you can check on yours. Another thing I learned from this whole experiment, I am okay with a little bit more of a barrier to entry to get on my email list. I've talked about the double opt-in before, TLDR, I'm not a huge fan of it, but because I do send a higher volume of emails, I am okay with more hoops to jump through. I don't want a whole bunch of freebie seekers on my email list. I'm gonna be emailing you pretty regularly, and I'm going to be selling to you pretty regularly. My last big learning from this experience was to think like a magazine editor, which is something I want to challenge you to do for your own newsletter. Like I said, I think they're coming back. But what are some sections that you can have that are specific and unique to your business? I have a friend that talks about when you're picking your pillars for Instagram or social content, think like you have your own magazine, and what are the different pages or sections going to be? Make those your social media pillars. But what if you do that for your newsletter? Because I was having to send out 2 emails a week, it really forced me to think about, okay, what is the vibe and the personality of those 2 emails? One is more copywriting focused, it is more tactical, it is very tip focused. The other one is a little bit more lifestyle focused. I thought long and hard about the different sections that I wanted in my newsletter. So you do the same. Look, I made it easy for you. I have this whole list of ideas on the side, so boom. All right, that's what went down over here the past year, where we built this whole email server and moved tens of thousands of people over to our own. Like I said, I'm not trying to convince you to build your own server. I just want you to have your little antenna up when it comes to email deliverability and how dang important it is. And I also want you to remember, when people sign up to hear from you, they want to. You need to be sending out emails regularly. If that is a struggle for you, then get your tail inside the Copybar Collective. It's my monthly copywriting membership, all about how to write more personality-packed conversion copy at light speed, because you don't have a choice to be slow these days. The first Monday of every month, I drop 3 email copywriting templates and 1 AI copywriting tutorial in your inbox and your members area. Plus, I'm loading you up with accountability calls and copy audit calls, access to my team, and a community of hundreds of others. Get inside at thecopybarcollective.com or look down below for the link. I'd love to see you inside. All right, hey, your audience called. They want to hear from you. Go talk to them, make offers to them. Now that you've gotten a pep talk here and how you can optimize your own email marketing and copywriting strategy, let's talk about what those emails drive to, your sales page. I've got a video teed up for you next where I'm taking you all through 8 different tweaks I'm making on a sales page. Even though the sales page is converting at 15.6%, which is sky high, we've still got work to be done, and I'm unpacking it in that video. As always, thanks so much for watching. Here's to working from a place of more rest, less hustle. I'll see you in the next video.